Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. I have on Zoom with me right now E-Rock Smith, and he is the owner and creator of SMware. Hey, E-Rock, how you doing today?
Good, good. How are you, Scotty?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad to have you on. I know we were scheduled, I believe, for last month, but something
We
came up,
were,
and
yeah.
yeah, and we
Things coming up.
rescheduled it, and here we are. We made it happen.
Yep. Happy Tuesday to you.
Yeah, same to you. Yeah, absolutely. So I guess let's start things off very basic.
Sure.
I mean, it's not really basic, but it's basic enough so we know what we're going to be talking about the rest of the interview. For those unaware,
Absolutely.
what is SMware?
So I created it in my early 20s. It was some
Mhm.
time ago. And what SMware as time went on, I kind of built it. But what SMware is, it's a series of clothing. So each series kind of represents the style. Let's say I have one series called Frightmare Collection,
Mhm.
which is all based in horror. So it's
Okay.
every kind of aspect of horror you can think of, from the most adorable, cute, kind of horror to yeah, the most disgusting out there. I kind of want to cater to all. So that was my whole goal of kind of um having it from ages 1 to 99. So it just and it doesn't stay in one area. We could have, it's Frightmare Collection. It could be horror. It could be in your face. It could just like, again, the cute kind of style. And that's how pretty much I will be doing all of the there's about 7 series, and
Mhm.
each one represents the SM in a way.
Okay.
Let's say um there's one for gaming, there's one for this and that, so it'll be a nice mixture, as well as I'm want to do hats. I have hat designs I want to do as well,
Okay.
but graphic tees and hats would be the start of it, and then kind of just build more into it.
Nice. So do you only do clothes or do you like and hats, or do you like do like tumblers or shot glasses or water bottles or mugs?
If the people want it, it's what I want to go with is start out with the graphic tees and the hats,
Hmm.
build up to tumblers,
Yeah.
keychains. It's really uh I want to make it the kind of company to where it's customer friendly,
Yeah.
and they'll shoot their ideas of
Yeah.
what they would love to see,
Absolutely.
because I just want to do the kind of clothing and hats you haven't seen before,
Mm-hmm.
and everything's original. Nothing is
Right.
like, oh, well, I recognize that, or I
Right.
want to do everything kind of like, whoa, this. My thing is to create a design, um, and have it tell a story
Mm-hmm.
just with that one image.
Yeah.
Um, but it'll be different stuff. It could be, I plan to do a women's wear,
Nice.
um kids, and all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
I just love the idea of just, I call it like the Netflix of clothing.
Right.
you
Right.
know or, or Disney Plus, or but
Right.
it'll have kind of like almost every genre in there
Right.
mixed, but it will come alive,
Yeah.
and that's what I want
Nice.
people to enjoy it, the look of it, as well as wear it, and then just,
Right. Yeah,
enjoy it.
absolutely. Call it Merch Plus.
Merch plus, there we go. There we go. Yeah,
So,
it's all about the
yeah.
merch.
Right. So do you do things like, for example, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, those
Yeah, well, I have one I'm working on that is it's basically uh a killer,
mhm,
okay, and he's in the woods, and I got it from a friend, and he's gonna have kind of those aspects of Freddy Krueger,
okay.
Jason. but he's going to be his own kind of
His
entity.
own person. So you
And
don't like
right,
you don't go off of
it's not going to
the
be a guy in a hockey mask. Yeah, a lot of stuff that I may find designs and images, maybe something motivates me. I see it on TV. I see it
Mhm,
as a commercial, and
mhm.
I'll maybe see that idea, and I'll take it and I'll twist it. You know,
Okay.
um, so like for instance, I have a wolf girl,
Mhm.
let's say, where there's a little bit of a twist on that.
Right.
You know, like as horror goes, um, I want to do mythological creatures,
Mhm.
from all kind of countries, your
Right.
El Chupacabra, and then put
Right.
them in like a kind of scenario and just
Yeah.
do that, as well as true horror,
Yeah.
zombies, just anything
Yeah.
really you can think of, will be a
Right.
part of this. It's a
Yeah.
collection, nightmare collection. So,
Right. So do you license your stuff?
oh yes, you know, as designs go, I mean, there's nothing really licensed there.
Mhm.
Um, but I do plan on, if there are some characters that I've created, like there's an astronaut on a moon.
Mhm.
I would love to do something to where it's a reoccurring character,
Okay.
you know. Um,
Right.
and the astronaut maybe does funny things, so that's part of maybe one series.
Okay.
Um, so let's say, okay, so um series 3 is slow motion, right?
Mhm.
um so it could be anything that has to deal with slow motion,
Right. Yeah.
an astronaut, or something just slowed in time, bullet time, or
Right.
something like that. So it's going to represent slow motion, and what slow motion has is the S and the M. So
Okay.
there's like the connection there.
All
Sounds a
right.
little odd, but once I guess it gets, people get used to it, they can kind of see like, oh wow,
Right.
and it'll, um, the library of what you see of
Mhm.
designs is just going to be, nothing like I've seen before. So,
Right. Yeah. So where did you get like the inspiration to create this company? Like what made you say I want to do SMware and make it this?
so I watched a TV series a long time ago. There was a series called, well, it was Tap Out,
Okay.
and they're like mixed martial arts, and my idea was going to do mixed martial arts, because that's
Mhm.
I've been into that for a long time, and I was looking to do something like that, but it wouldn't, of course, be Tap Out. It would be a different
Mhm.
name, but it'd be all. But but as time kind of went on, and you're talking early 20s, who
Mhm.
can afford?
Yeah.
I heard different prices of getting things trademarked,
Yeah.
and getting the name and doing this and doing that. And I'm like, I can't afford that. So
Yeah.
all the time that I basically took, and it did take some time finding a lawyer. I
Yeah.
mean, an trademark attorney for that. But throughout that time, I built it up to a brand.
Yeah.
So as I'm going through, well, okay, I'm gonna call it this, but then I always had SM Wear
Yeah.
like on the side. And I'm like, why didn't I just call it that?
Yeah.
And it just kind of worked. I got the wear from, I don't know, I thought of Rockaware, and I
Yeah.
thought wear, maybe the SM wear, that
Yeah.
works, and it just kind of clicked for me.
Right. Yeah.
And
Trademark. A lot of people don't realize trademarking isn't cheap. Like for me to trademark
no,
Slasher Body, it cost me like $260.
right. Well,
It's not cheap.
here's the crazy thing. I'm in my early 20s where I'm coming up with this idea, and I'm thinking, well, if
Mhm.
these guys can do it, man, I
Yeah.
can do this. I have ideas. My mom was
Mhm.
a fashion designer,
Yeah.
so she had that. Uh, uh, my grandfather was part of like Disney, so he would do
Mhm.
like the early Mickey Mouse and Snow White and all that good stuff.
Right.
So I'm like, it runs in the family, but except that I can't draw for nothing. I could draw something once,
Right.
and that's it. Put a fork
Right.
in it. But but I'm always like I'm the ideas guy. So
Yeah.
I'll see something, or like there's times to where I'm sleeping and I'll be thinking of something, and then I got to get a pen and paper. I got to write it
Yeah.
down because otherwise I'll forget it.
That's
So,
how I am. Yeah.
but in my sorry to change subject, but in my early 20s, I was hearing that, oh, it's going to cost you like 10 grand. It's going to cost you, and I'm going to believe it.
Hmm.
So I can't afford $10,000 to do a trademark of this and go along. So that's why everything kind of took long. I kind of just
Yeah.
believed what other people said. I
Yeah.
finally found somebody where I trademarked the name. I mean, 10, 15 years later, I trademarked the name as well as, the logos and all that stuff I can kind of show you
Yeah.
for hats. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where the idea came from through
Yeah.
that. And then I just, as years kind of came, I built it up more and more and more to where now it's actually become something and
Yeah.
stands for something. And it's for everybody. It caters to, like I said, it's for, you know, every age, gender.
Yeah.
I want to do it for all. And another great part is quick. Um, you know, I'm doing it through Kickstarter, through Ink Studios.
Mhm.
They mostly deal with comics. I am the first clothing line they're dealing with,
Yeah.
and I have great ideas of what I want to do with that. Where motion comic, comes out and
Yeah.
action figures and all this kind of stuff. So it
Yeah.
makes it pop. Um, but yeah, they're a great company. But I'm gonna have them. They're pretty much my Kickstarter team.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll be working
Awesome.
on it. And what else? Yeah, yeah, I'm just excited. The hardest part to me throughout this whole experience is, finding a graphic designer I can trust,
Yeah.
one that gets my ideas and works on it and makes it happen. Because
Right.
I know what I want, and the other problem is my style of design is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It doesn't stick with, oh, make it look cartoony, and like I
Right.
have, there's some designers out there that, graphic artists that just they draw it this way and that's how they do it. I need it
Mhm.
always. I need old
Yeah.
school, you know, like a tattoo artist, the person that does everything. So that
Absolutely. And then on top of that, graphic designers, depending on how much experience they have, aren't cheap. Like you don't forget, like
they're
you
not.
want somebody that you can afford that when you get these designs made, you can make a profit and you're not going to be still in the hole from paying the designer.
Yeah, yeah, and that has been like my issue. Like,
Yeah.
the whole part of just finding the graphic designer that can do it. A lot of them say they can do it. It's everybody and their mother who's a graphic designer.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
So,
yeah, and I dabble, a little bit with, design and that, but I'm nowhere like I make the promotional flyers that I do, and I use Canva for that. It's a
oh,
very good
awesome,
site
awesome.
to use, and I pay a month so I can use premium things, so I get my money's worth out of it. I use it every day almost for my interviews, the set up promo flyers. Then of course I have my YouTube thumbnail, so I could dabble in that, but I don't make all the designs or anything. Like I'm not, I can make the flyers up and everything, but I'm no designer, and I admire the designers because they have you have to have talent to do that.
Yes, yes, I do too. It's just, the
Yeah,
whole factor is just locking them down and
yeah,
making sure the work is done. I mean, that has been strenuous at times and
yep,
rewarding. But the thing is, once it's all finished and done, it's
yeah,
like, uh, you feel relieved.
right,
So let me
yep.
just to kind of give you an idea.
Yeah, as we're going. Oh, that's nice,
Right. So I
nice.
don't know if
Yeah,
there's a glare. I apologize.
there's a little
So
glare,
this
but I can
this
still we
is
can see it.
so that is purple.
Nice, nice.
I'm sorry, I don't know if there's a glare on.
There's a
You
little
can you
glare,
see it?
but you can still see it. You can still see it really good.
Okay.
Yep, that's really
Yeah,
nice.
I'm
I
just
like
trying to
that.
get in the right way. So this would be these skulls are more like this is for a shirt, but
Okay,
I'm not going to do them for a shirt unless people want that. But
okay,
I plan to do it in all different styles.
that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, you're not going to see.
Nice,
Um, so yeah, that's a flame skull with skateboards, kind of
nice.
crossbones.
Yeah.
But the great thing, so for instance, for that one, it's going to be, um, let's say one version might be like looking like Groot.
Right.
Another one might be um flames. That's pretty much how I have it. It's a flame skull with the
Okay.
skateboards crossed.
Yeah.
Um, but I want to do it different every time, so
Yeah.
it won't look the same. Um,
Yeah.
I can go from to where it looks like a candle to be inventive with it. Um,
Mhm.
people will see that, oh, they'll maybe know what it is,
Yeah.
but like here's this one for instance.
Oh wow, nice.
So that's something I created in my 20s. That's one of the things I could do once, never again. But that was yeah. So this is more like a 1940s
Right.
skull, like a cup head or
Okay.
something like that. And then that's if you can kind of see that,
That's
it
nice.
kind of looks like that old style. So this would be the front of the hat, the SM logo.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I
And
like
then of
that.
course this thank you so
Yeah.
much. And then the skull would be on the side. And if you can see as the skull goes, the colors are the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a connection there. And that's
Awesome.
pretty yeah, thank you. And
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I want to do. You know, I want to have like yeah, I mean this is the color I'm going to start off with the
Right.
if you see the flame. So that's what it's going to look like, but it's going to be on the
Okay.
side. So, if
Yeah.
this becomes something, which I really hope it does, I hope, I've heard nothing but positive reviews on this.
Yeah.
So it's been really nice, and the
Right.
interviews have been great. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to talk about. I can't like reveal everything because
Yeah.
I'm overprotective, but I want to give a great idea of so everybody kind of can get the what I'm trying to pull off.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So
So
Halloween is coming up in a couple months. I mean, as we're filming this, it's August 9th, 2022. So as we're like,
right.
Halloween's in a couple months away. So do you plan on doing anything specific for the Halloween season or having any sales or anything specific that
Oh
can
well,
be custom made?
yeah. See, here's the problem see with doing SM wear, with showing off Frightmare Collection. You see,
Mhm.
Frightmare Collection is one of the series where it's going to be a standalone. So I
Mhm.
want to see how well SM wear does, and
Mhm.
if SM wear, for Kickstarter does really well. And I
Mhm.
only want to give the top quality stuff. This is why this project is
Yeah.
taking so long because
Yeah.
I don't want to accept, anything less. I want the best of the best designs and I
Yeah.
want something that people kind of gravitate towards and like, wow, this I've never seen this before. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want I want I want people to be blown away.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not just accepting this and that.
Right.
Like there are some designs that could take 3 months, depending on the
Right.
person, because
Yeah.
I need to have it, a
Yeah,
certain way.
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean the hat that like okay, the eyes have been changed on this, but
Mhm.
there's another skull.
Oh, that's nice.
So I own these.
Okay.
This is what I
Nice.
trademarked. So, but as you see, it's kind of like I call this crossbones skull. Some I have a name for
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Claw bones, yeah, something like that.
Nice.
But yeah, it's. But this one, I have it as a boxer.
Mhm.
I have the character as a vampire.
Yeah.
So it just kind of um won't stay the same. This is what I got from my friend.
Ooh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, but I've taken the idea and I want to do more of a so I can let me see if I can find it real quick. Sorry.
No problem.
Um but just to kind of give you an idea. So the character that you just saw will be something like this in this
Oh,
style,
right. That's nice.
but he'll be in the woods
Yeah.
and it'll be more descriptive and kind of just, a
Right.
blood moon.
Oh, that's
I want to
awesome.
I
Yeah.
want to incorporate like a horror from the 1980s and kind of put
Okay.
you in that scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. I'm
Absolutely. That's
excited
cool.
about that. But I like to put every kind of style of design.
Mm-hmm.
I like to put 100% into it
Yeah.
and make it look like a movie poster.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
nothing
Yeah.
lacking.
Absolutely. So the last question I do got for you, and it's a
Sure.
two-part question.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
first part is if somebody wants to get something from you from SMware, where can they get it? Where can they go to get that? And the second part is anything else that you would like to plug? Social media, websites, projects, appearances,
Oh yeah,
anything at
that'd be
all.
great. So for SMware, it hasn't started yet.
Okay.
Um, the reason for that is because I have okay, let's say I have about 16 designs for SMware. That's a
Okay.
lot
Yeah.
for Kickstarter, but
Yeah.
I want people to see the variety, the
Okay.
collection. Um, there's people out there that have a clothing line that just
Mhm.
stick with 3 designs and sell it.
Yeah.
I want people to see the versatility
Mm-hmm.
and the differences where everything it looks like it's 16 different companies running it.
Right.
So I hope to be planning on October to do the Kickstarter.
Okay.
Um, it's looking like it could be, Christmas time, unfortunately, because
Okay.
I've run into delays. Uh,
Yeah.
the passing of one family member,
Cool.
the passing, my dad passed away, my father-in-law just passed away, so that's
Yeah.
kind of put a halt in things.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm depending on the graphic designer. I wish I had the skills to do it myself because this thing would have been out already. It would have been out
Yeah.
last year or the year
Yeah.
before. So, but no, I plan on releasing SMware so everybody can kind of see it and
Hmm.
hopefully it can get funded and then we can build onto that and just
Yeah.
make it a bigger company and people want tumblers. I would love to do perfume, cologne,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff and just do like the SM brand, you know,
Right.
and go
Yeah,
there.
and
But I
even
thought
doing perfume
graphic,
and cologne and everything, you can like do different your own version of the smells and like for example, do a horror section where it's like Dracula's blood flavor, for example.
that's it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But and that's the thing, like that's as oh wait, did I show you Frightmare collection? How that
I don't
looks?
think so.
Okay. Let me so this is the actual trademark and design.
Nice.
I don't know if you can
Yep,
see
I
it,
can see it.
but
Yeah.
I kind of got the idea from so this version will be in like different colors. So the
Okay.
outline may be black and then maybe you have a ghostly white. And
Nice.
that's just due to, the shirt itself. But I
Yeah.
kind of got the idea from Freddy Krueger with the
Yeah.
so and it's super
Absolutely.
clean. And then I'm sorry. The other question, anything I wanted to plug. I have a group called Comicade, etc. Comic
Okay.
COMICADE,
Okay.
um ETC period. And that's pretty much a passion group, whatever you're passionate
Okay.
about.
Awesome.
It's non-judgment, if you love
Hmm.
video games, post that. If you're looking to sell something,
Right.
it's kind of just for everyone,
Okay.
memes to people. I have a lot of friends that sell arcades or do gaming. They'll put that stuff in. I
Nice.
do like movie news and leaks and comic books and all that. So I
Nice.
try to mix it up. And that's same thing, like I said, very similar to like SMware, to where it's just it's about anything. So I
Nice.
just want to make it for everybody. And
Absolutely.
that's yeah, yeah.
Send me the
So
link to that on Facebook if I'm not a member of it already, and I'll join.
oh,
For
absolutely,
sure.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Absolutely.
it's a free for all. So I don't
Yeah.
really see myself as an administrator. I see everybody kind of just running it, and they just kind of
Yeah.
post whatever. You know,
Absolutely.
we
Yeah.
got Lee
Absolutely.
Payne who does his promotions on there. So
Yeah. I mean, I have a book coming out. Cheap plug, I know. But
oh
I have a
no,
book
yeah,
coming out, so I mean, I'll
yeah.
be able to promote that, and I mean, it's
Absolutely. And then
yeah.
I run another. much bigger numbers. I think I'm at like 960 on Comicade, which is thanks to
Nice.
everybody for
That's
joining.
awesome.
And then I have another group I run called Geek.net. We have a page.
Okay.
Um, we are almost at 4,000
Nice.
uh, members, but as followers go, we're almost at 40,000.
Nice.
So,
Nice. Send that to me as well. I'll like it if I don't like it. If I don't already
yeah,
like the
I
page, I'll
post
like
the
it.
heck out of that place. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
always I try to. My thing is I'm always posting a lot because I don't want it to be boring, and
Yeah, I
I
agree.
always but sometimes I may overpost where people are trying to catch up, but there's
Yeah.
so much news out there,
Yeah.
whether it's comic books and movies and
Absolutely. I mean, we just
TV
got
series
new
and all
news
that.
that that Friday the 13th later this year is going to be announcing a 13th film now.
Yes, a reboot. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
posted that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then and
So
then
like there is a lot of news out.
then there's a there's going to be a Spawn series
Yeah.
with the reboot of Jamie Foxx is kind of
Yeah.
coming on in, and you got Joker 2 with Lady
Yeah.
Gaga
And
and
they're doing
Joaquin
3 new
Phoenix being a
movies of The
musical.
Strangers.
The Strangers, yep, I just posted
Yep.
that, yep.
Yeah. So there's a
So
lot of
yeah,
movies going out.
it's
Yeah.
all kind of coming in, but yeah, I mean, perfect example like The Strangers. I want that's the kind of stuff I want the design that I look for, and
Yeah.
especially if it's horror. If it scares you, then I did my job. If
Yeah.
you're like,
Absolutely.
whoa, I always
Absolutely.
used to be the kid where I love Freddy Krueger, but maybe if I just put on the shirt and I didn't have to look down at him, then I'm good. But looking
Yeah.
right at his face is a little too much.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Even like
But I
Michael
love
Myers,
horror and I
like
love all genres, so
right, and even like Michael Myers, like alone looking at him, it's like it's just a man in a mask that's killing people. But the fact that something like that can happen in real life, where a mental patient that
that's it.
escapes an asylum
Yes.
is stalking his prey, and then he butchers them after watching their every move, that's
Hmm.
terrifying.
And you just don't know where he's coming from. It's that
Exactly.
kind of thing. Yeah, and that's the horror that I love. I love the slasher and all that good stuff, but who's
Yeah.
lurking from the dark and the
Yeah.
shadows and
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely, and that's the scariest because, like I said, that stuff happens in real life. People
Hmm.
stalk with the people, and then they follow them, and they watch their every move. They end up getting their numbers, and they end up getting their social medias, and they worm their way into their lives. It becomes scary. It
It
becomes
does. It does.
reality.
It does. I think there was a girl. I was just reading on something. Nothing I was going to post, but there was a girl being stalked at
Mhm.
Disneyland who's a
Wow.
YouTuber or a
Yeah.
TikToker or something. So
Yeah.
yeah, it happens everywhere. And then
It
I
really.
have, the other horror stuff is like, paranormal. I'm into. I don't
Yeah.
go to like I'm in Las Vegas right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm originally from New York,
Okay.
um, uh, but we have like Zach Bagans,
Hmm.
haunted museum.
Yeah.
You'll never see me going there because I know I'm
Okay.
not bringing anything home with me.
Yeah.
But but I've always been interested in those kinds of the
Hmm.
mythological demons and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and I would like
Yeah.
to bring it into the clothing, ghosts
Absolutely.
and black
Completely
eyed
agree.
children.
Even doing like Medusa and mermaids and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantasy. Yep. I do
Yeah.
have something like that. I have a girl
Awesome.
coming out of um her world into ours,
Okay.
uh, Grudge and Ring, and it's
Nice.
it's realistic looking,
Nice.
so it's pretty freaky. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's one of the first designs I got done. I've been able to zoom in on the face, but I don't want to show the whole thing because
Mm.
that's another thing. I can't show a lot of stuff because anybody can steal from anybody, and
Absolutely.
that's not. It's just I've worked so hard on that, so
Yeah.
I I just want people to see it when I guess it finally gets to Kickstarter and we start
Absolutely.
making moves. So yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I
Well, thank you
completely
for
agree
letting
with
me
that.
ramble on too.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is your
Yeah,
time. So yeah, let me know when the Kickstarter's out and I'll share it for you.
sure,
And
sure.
I'll let people know that it's out.
Absolutely.
And I mean,
Oh,
word of
thank
mouth
you.
is the way
Thank
to
you.
do
That
it.
means so
So
much. Yeah,
absolutely.
and
Like,
I hope I explained it well. I
yeah.
know it sounds like discombobbled and everything, but like I said, it's I think this is for everyone.
Yeah.
you love comic books, we will have comic books
Yes.
kind of style. I
Yeah.
actually, one of the designs I created is a comic book villain, and it will be a comic cover where he basically destroys New York City in the background.
Nice.
So
That's awesome. That's
then we
awesome.
got a gaming thing, and we got this, and we got
Nice.
horror, and we got cute little zombie child horror, and
Yeah.
you know.
Awesome. That's
So
exciting.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
just
wait.
to give
I
you a
can't wait
little.
to see this come to life. And like I
Oh, I
said,
can't wait
once the
either. Thank you.
Kickstarter comes out, send it to me. I'll post it, share it
Absolutely, I
for you.
will. I will.
Yeah,
And
and I don't
then
know if you remember the
spread it
slash.
what spread it like wildfire if you
Yeah, I don't
can.
know if you remember this. If you remember the Slasher Scotty
I am. I
Facebook
am.
group. Yeah, so
Yeah,
anything
it's just
there you are able to
it's hard to
share.
make rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So share anything of yours that you want to promote in there. That's what I
Oh,
made the
thank you.
group for, to share for indie people and for anybody that has any projects or any, forms of art
Oh,
that
that'd be
are
great.
games to
Yeah.
share. So definitely share it in there, and maybe you'll get some, donations there as well.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, once Kickstarter is up, I'm going to
Yeah.
go through Facebook. I'll even try to maybe get Zuckerberg's number. I'll make my rounds.
Absolutely. Sounds like a
But
plan.
yeah,
Well,
I'm excited, and thank you
yeah,
so much for taking this interview with me. Sorry
absolutely.
to postpone it, but we finally
No,
got to it.
we're good. We got to it. I thank you so much
Yeah,
for joining me this evening.
thank you as well.
Yep.
Thank you.
You have a
Have
great
a
rest of your
great,
day. All
you
right.
too. Have a great week ahead.
Yep. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.